Hey guys, how's it going? Today myself and Lena are going to do a pretty hardcore hike. We're in Penang and we're down at the Moongate 5 entrance. We're going to hike up to the Penang Hill peak to the summit where the observation deck is. Fingers crossed we can get the funicular train all the way back down. The trail itself is approximately 6 to 7 kilometers long, altitude of about 800 meters. UV index is extremely high, humidity is on about 60%. I'm already melting and I'm pretty confident today is going to be quite hardcore. Lena's already entered the moon gate. I'm going to enter in through this moon gate, which is a Chinese portal into prosperity. And yeah, we're going to start this trek, man. I'm very enthusiastic at the moment, but I'm sure later when I check in with you, I might be. We've only started the trail and I'm already starting to gasp. The heat, the humidity, man, it's off the charts. One thing about doing steep hikes, it's not about the speed. All you have to do is put one foot in front of the other and go at your own pace and take as many little breaks as you want. You'll get there eventually. But in our case, we're setting out purposely at 3:30 in the day, as we've kind of timed it that we'll reach Penang summit just for the sunset, and I'm looking forward to this. Okay. Only a bit into the trail so far, and it appears to be mostly steps, so it's quite a workout. Even my eyeballs are dripping, it's that humid. But the trail itself so far is absolutely stunning. You're surrounded by all this beautiful nature. Very much feel you're in the rainforest. And because this is quite a popular hike, it seems to be very well maintained so far. Okay, I think we're going to have our first little mini pit stop here. Hydrate a little bit as it's extremely humid. Then we'll continue on our adventure. I can hear Lena in the distance and I'm kind of curious what's around the corner. Let's check this out. Oh wow, this looks brutal. And she's already up at the top, oh my god. Okay, let's do this. Our first rest station is rest station number 5, which is at the very top of all the stairs. We did want a little bit of an extra workout today, but yeah, onwards and upwards. We'll take a nice little break at the rest station 5. Oh boy, this is absolutely brutal. We're about 1 kilometer into the trek so far. It's been all staircase, very steep, and it's just an insane workout, man. Okay, onwards and upwards. Just another 10 million stairs to go. So we just made it to Moongate 5, and I'm pretty sure our first official rest point is just around the corner here. Okay, let's check out this cool little garden that some of the local hikers have put in place. Such a beautiful little garden and rest station here that some of the local community have kind of put in place. We're going to chill out here for 2 minutes and then we're going to continue on our trail. seems to be a lot busier up here at the resting station. So many hikers out, which is great to see. Oh wow, this is pretty cool. Hey. Hello mate. The station 5 is actually pretty cool. The local community have a gym there, they have a cafe, there's toilets, and it looks like there's this kind of big shaded resting area or something. I don't know what it is. But we're against the time as we want to get to the top of Penang Hill just in time for the sunset, so we're going to push on now. I was just chatting to a local resident who's originally from America. He's been living out here about 20 years. And he was telling me that the staircase is the most brutal part of this trek, and from here on inwards it's just more of a trail with a few little incline sections. Oh, I definitely have a sweat on, that's for sure, after that first section. The trail is a little bit slippy in some places from the rain yesterday. If you are doing this trail in the future, I might go on a pair of trail shoes or something with a bit of grip. We have another viewpoint here, check this out man. Penang is such a beautiful city, and in Malaysia or outside of Kuala Lumpur it's probably one of my favourite places to chill out in Malaysia. I have the whole heritage area. It's a former British colony, so you still have some of the old colonial kind of monuments and structures down in Georgetown. A lot of tourists come here as well, and it's probably one of the best places in Malaysia if you like food, as you're spoiled for choice with some of the best restaurants in the country. Let's push on now as we have to catch up with Lena as she's miles ahead. Oh. On the Old Trails map, after the Rest Station 5, the next kind of official landmark or checkpoint is Big Rock. Big Rock. And from Big Rock you get a viewpoint as well, which is quite cool. You can see Penang Bridge just in the distance there, and I think that's Bridge 1. Bridge 2 is further down, which we should be able to see from the summit. We're making great progress now, as the staircase at the very start was pretty brutal, but after the staircase it really does flatten out. And this is our second official checkpoint. The next checkpoint is only a short trek, and that's where we'll take an official kind of pit stop. Lena's leading the way. She's been an absolute trooper today. I was on the treadmill last night, that's my excuse. Lena, are we going in the right direction? Are you sure? Bucket Maddie 2.0? No? Okay. We've made it to the rest point 39. The official rest point is kind of a little bit down here. You have to go off trail slightly. We decided to make a pit stop just off the rock. We're not actually going to go down to the resting station itself, as we want to stay on the main trail and push on, as we're making really good progress at the moment. We're just over 3 kilometers into the trek. We still have about another maybe 3.5 to go. Our current elevation is about 400 meters, and the summit is approximately 800 meters. So yeah, we're about halfway to the peak, and we're going to get this beautiful sunset from Penang Hill, and that's why we come out here today. We've reached a bit of a decline section, and I'd imagine during the rain this is so slippy, but thankfully today it's not going to rain. Will be some light showers tonight, but the downside of that is the humidity is so high. hill trail so far from the Moon Gate 5 is absolutely awesome. You're very much out in the forest, and that's what we love. You can hear all the amazing sounds just around you. It's kind of crazy. For any of you guys who don't do this particular trail on a regular basis, and you're doing it for the first time, like myself and Lena, I highly recommend downloading the All Trails offline map. There's so many trails breaking off trails. How beautiful is this, man? Just out here in the forest. I'm so lucky to have Lena doing this with me today, as I have a little bit of company. Absolutely stunning. One of the things you always have to be careful of, especially when you're doing these kind of mountain rainforest treks, is down trees, man. You can see here this massive tree just must have been washed away during one of the heavy rains. Yeah, you wouldn't want that to come down on you, especially when you're out doing your trek. Another big tree down here. And I think when it came down it took out the other trees as well, which has opened up this beautiful stunning panoramic view. And I think this would be a perfect place to get the drone out to kind of check out what's around here. I can see some mountain farmland in the distance there, probably growing durians, who knows. But we'll get the drone out and we'll check out what's around here, okay? We're making great progress at the moment. We're just over 4.5 kilometers into the trek and we have about 3 kilometers to go. I can just see here in the distance the rest stop 84, which is pretty cool, as that would be our next official checkpoint. And I've been looking forward to this checkpoint as I need to rehydrate. Well, yeah, this is pretty cool, man. Lena is already down here. Ooh. Okay, officially made it to checkpoint 84. We're gonna chill out here for a few minutes. It's 5:30, so we can't stay for too long as we need to push on and get to the summit. We still have about maybe 2.5 kilometers / 3 kilometers to go, and we want to get there before it gets dark. We want to get the sunset. So yeah, we're going to chill out here and yeah, rehydrate. Okay. Just finished up with the pit stop there now. Had a few peanuts, rehydrated. Now we're going to crack on as we're against the clock here. We need to make it to the top for the sunset. Oh. By the looks of things, we're making our way out onto the actual road. Huh. Interesting. So after that last pit stop, it's maybe 20 meters and you make your way out onto the road here. So we're no longer on a trail, but I think we do go back onto the trail here, and I think we have maybe two options. I don't really want a chance going up that road, as you know, just the oncoming traffic, it's going to be quite dangerous. I'm going to double check the map, and hopefully this trail just here is the trail we should be taking. Right, let's check this map. Check the map. We're officially back on the trail. It was just that one little section where you have to just cut across on the road. Oh, we're going to try and up our pace a little bit because we want to get to that top for the sunset. Right, Lena, lead the way. Lena's preserving her calories, but she's been leading the way since the very start, and I've been the one keeping up. Oh boy, it's starting to get steep again. Oh, this is going to be a serious workout for the last push, man. This is pretty steep. Okay. Oh. I do not recommend doing this if it's raining. Seriously, man, avoid this at all costs if it's raining. I'm just looking up where Lena is there, and it looks quite steep. We're about 5.5 kilometers into the trek so far. We have approximately 1.6k to go, and our current elevation is just under 600 meters. So realistically, there's another 200, 220 meter elevation, and we're getting there. So fingers crossed we'll make it to the top just in time to watch the sun go down, as it's making its way down at the moment. What time is it? Yeah, it's 10 to 6. Realistically, it's going to take us the best part of an hour to make it to the top. So that would mean we'd get there for about 7 p.m. I was kind of hoping for 6:30, but it is what it is. Oh, this last section is quite brutal, so pace yourself on the first 2 checkpoints and make sure you save enough energy for the last leg. And if it is raining, this is going to be brutal, so bear that in mind. Oh man. Oh man. Oh. I just checked the maps, and we should be coming up to the viaduct station soon. I can hear a loud noise in the distance, so I'm guessing that's the funicular. I don't know how to pronounce it, but the train basically that goes to the top, and that's the train we hope to get back down off the mountain. 1 kilometer remaining, pretty steep incline, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. Has been pretty challenging so far. It's not the most hardcore. The route is fairly straightforward to navigate. However, there are quite a few trails breaking off trails. We've had to refer to the offline map a few times now. So yeah, it's important to have the offline map, as it could be easy to take a wrong trail. I did make a previous video about 2 years ago from the Penang Hill. We done the exhibit, what's it called? Oh, the habitat experience, and we took the funicular train all the way to the top. So if you're not looking for such a hard way to get to the top of Penang Hill, go back and watch the previous video. Now, there is a restaurant on the top as it's a tourist attraction, and I think we're both really looking forward to sit down, having a nice cool drink and getting a little bit of protein into us. It's still a bit of a steep climb to go, but we can do this. We've come this far. 1 kilometer. Oh, Lena's definitely one of the most stylish jungle trackers out here, that's for sure. Oh man. Right, come on, let's do this. Whew. So we've made it up to the next checkpoint. I can just see the viaduct station here just behind me, and the funicular, the train, is just next to it. So we're gonna kind of cut around that way, but we're so close to the summit now, and this is pretty cool. Having a little pit stop here, hydrate, and then we'll crack on. We still want to get that sunset. Yeah. How cool is that? We've been pretty much in the forest the whole time, so it's kind of hard to gauge like how high we are actually up. But here at the viaduct station you can really see our current elevation. I can see a couple of houses coming up this way. There must be another route that comes up, the funicular route. The funicular is just coming down now, and that's what we're going to get down off the summit on. About half a kilometre to go with a 50-metre elevation, but we're so close to hitting the summit now, which is pretty awesome. Bumped into a few more hikers ahead of us here, and I think everyone is really finding this last section an absolute killer. All you gotta do is one foot in front of the other and eventually we'll get there. Oh boy. For any hike, regardless of how crazy it is, it's not the peak that does it, it's the journey to the top. Oh, that sounds very philosophical, doesn't it, Bob? Okay. So close to the top, it's just over here. I think one of the problems we're going to have is there's so many tourists up here and everyone's going to be all clean taking pictures. Myself and Lena are absolutely drenched. We just trekked through the jungle to get up here. But really looking forward to sit down, man, and get a nice cool drink. That was quite a tough hike. Not the hardest hike, but it's tough. 300 meters. Oh boy. That's it, we officially made it to the top of Penang Hill, and this little Hindu temple behind me will be my finishing point. Hello. Although we made it to our last checkpoint on the hike, which was the first viewpoint there, before the main station viewpoint where all the tourists are, I wanted to make a bit of an extra hike up to the Hindu temple, as I was here 2 years ago. It has been absolutely awesome. First leg of the trek was quite steep, just with the staircase. Then you kind of go through the jungle trek, which isn't too bad, and then the last couple of 100 meters is quite a steep incline. But we made it just over 800 meters above sea level. It took us about 3.5 hours to summit Penang Hill, and yeah, oh boy, Lena's grumpy at me because she wanted to go to the other viewpoint and get some food, and I talked her into coming up to the Hindu temple here. What a beautiful place to finish our hike. You can just see the city in the background, and yeah, today's been absolutely awesome. Very hungry, but legs are burnt out, but it's all good. We're going to get some nice food now, and I'll see you guys in the next video.